In this lesson, we're going to work on moving equations around and writing them into slope intercept and point slope and standard form. So one of the first things I want us to do is to write the formulas up above here so that we have them. Let me get my tablet ready. Point slope, that formula, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Please write that one down. Slope intercept is y equals mx plus b. And standard form is ax plus by equals c. Okay, so those are the three different forms. Now, we're going to take our information and we're going to figure out how we need to write this given whatever information we're given. So in the very first one, okay, when you do go to do this sheet, anything that has the darker ones right here like this, you don't fill in those spots, okay? So these, we don't fill in any of these. All right, so I'm just going to erase that. So the first thing is point slope form. So the first one I'm being given is the point and the slope. So go through and let's write this in point slope form. Y, remember minus, this is x1 and y1. Y1 is 3 equals, then m is the slope, negative 1/2 times x minus x1, which is 2. This is point slope form. Now, what if I wanted to move that into slope intercept form? Well, let me make my board a little, I don't want to write on it like that. Let me make my board a little smaller here and let me write it over to the side. I have y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 x minus 2. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do to put it in slope intercept is you're going to multiply and do the distributive property. So I'm going to get y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 times x is negative 1/2 x. Negative 1/2 times negative 2 is a positive 1. Now, is y by itself yet? Nope. I need to move this minus 3. So the opposite of minus 3 is plus 3. So I'm going to add 3 to each side. And I'm going to get these cancel, and I get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. That is slope intercept form. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. Standard form. Now, how are we going to get all this into where in standard form, the main thing is that x and y are on the same side. So I'm going to take the slope intercept form. Okay, so I'm going to take the y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. So how are we going to put this into standard form? First thing you have to realize is that the x and y, see if you look here, the x and y are on the same side of the equation. I've got to get this x over here to the left. So instead of minus 1/2 x, I'm going to add 1/2 x to each side. So I'm going to get 1/2 x plus y equals 4. Now, x and y are on the same side, but one of the rules of moving things into standard form is that you cannot have any fractions with the x or the y. So how do I get rid of that fraction? You're going to multiply by the denominator. So I'm going to multiply the entire equation times 2. So 2 times 1/2 gives me 1x. 2 times y gives me plus 2y. And 2 times 4 gives me 8. This is my equation in standard form. X plus 2y equals 8. All right, let's go and let's do this. I want you to try and figure out this one right here. It is giving you your information in point slope form. Okay, that's what it's giving to you here. And they want you to tell what is the point and what is the slope they are using. So I'm going to erase my board over here. If you need to pause it, go ahead and pause it. Now, remember in your formula, this number in front of the parentheses, that's your slope. So you should have put 2/3 here. Now your point, my X number right here, it says minus X1 minus, and so my X1 number is going to be a positive 4. Now this is what's going to be tricky. My Y1 right there, it's supposed to be minus Y1. Well, it says plus. Remember, to get that plus, that meant it was a negative. So this should be -2. So this is what you should have gotten for the next one. All right. Try and do this next problem right here. I want you to try and rewrite that standard form into a slope intercept and then tell me what the slope is and then come back and see how you did. So it's -8x plus 2y equals -6. So at the equal sign, I'm going to draw a dotted line. I need to get the y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 8x to each side. So I get 2y equals 8x plus 6. Now I need to get the y by itself. So I divide everything by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I get y equals 4x plus 3. That's what goes right here. Y equals 4x plus 3. Now, once you do that, what is your slope? See, because you can't tell what your slope is from standard form. You have to use it from slope intercept. So your slope should be 4. All right. Let's try and do these two problems right here. So pause the video and then come back and see how you did. So the first one says y equals -2x minus 4. I need to get this into standard form. That means the x and the y need to be on the same side of the equation. So I need to get this 2x to the other side. It says minus 2x, so the opposite of minus 2x is plus 2x. So I'm going to add 2x to each side. So we get 2x plus y equals, these cancel, -4. Now, the rules of standard form is that x and y have to be on the same side, which they are. Can't have any fractions in with the x or the y, and the x number has to start off being positive, which it is. So this means that we did it right. So I have 2x plus y equals -4. Now, it wants to know a point. To be honest, the easiest thing to do is in slope intercept, this -4 right here is giving us a point. That's your y-intercept. So your point should be 0, -4. Is that the only one you can get? No, because you could put this in the calculator and find another point. Okay. We're going to go ahead and check the next one, but if you didn't get a chance to do that or didn't understand, you can pause the video now and try and do it after we did the one before. Y equals -3/4 x plus 2. Remember rule number 1, x and y have to be on the same side. So I've got to get this over to the other side. So I'm going to add 3/4 x to each side. So now I get 3 force x plus y equals, these cancel, and they equal 2. Okay, the x is positive, but the problem is that we have a fraction. I need to get rid of this 4. So the way you do that is you're going to multiply the entire equation by 4. You're going to multiply each term by 4 to get your new answer. So 4 times 3/4 gives you 3x. 4 times y gives you 4y. 4 times 2 gives you 8. So you have 3x plus 4y equals 8. Now, oh, I forgot over here. It wants us to give us a point and a y-intercept. Sorry, a point and the slope. Well, the slope is easy. It gives it to us right here in slope-intercept form. -3/4. And my point is 0, 2. My y-intercept is the easiest one to see. All right, let me erase this and let me move my board up. There we go. Oh, there we are. All right. Maybe. All right, let's do the next one. The next one, they give us 2 points. So remember from our notes, when you have 2 points, you need to find the slope first. So why don't you try and do that first, find the slope, and then come back and see how you did? I'm going to make the top one x1 and y1, and the bottom one x2 and y2. So I'm going to have 6 minus, now remember, then, yeah, the minus is in there, and then you put -4 over. Oh, 6, that is so wrong. And see, that is going to be where people make a mistake. What did I do wrong? 6 and 4, I was using both the x and the y number in this. So let's go back. That's what happens when you're distracted trying to do things. All right. Y2, let's use 5 minus y1, which is 6, x2, which is -2, minus x1, which is -4. See, and that's why a lot of times it's better to write it out so that you make sure you don't do that mistake I was doing at first. A lot of people just use the x and the y together on the same line, and that'll give you the wrong answer. So now I have 5 minus 6, which is -1. 2 minus -4. This changes to positive, so -2 plus 4 is a +2. This is your slope, 1/2. Now let's write this in slope-intercept form. Or, well, let's do it in point slope first. That'll be easier. All right. So the slope we just found, I'm going to put that here as 1/2. Now, it doesn't matter which points you use for x1 and y1. I'm going to use those top ones, which gives me, let's see, x1 is -4, so -4 goes here. Y1 is 6, and that goes here. So I'm going to have y minus 6 equals 1/2 times x plus 4. That's what I'm going to put in here for point slope. Y minus 6 equals 1/2 x plus 4. Now, to put it into slope-intercept form, remember what we talked about. You've got to multiply this first. So I have y minus 6 equals 1/2 x plus 2. 1/2 times 4 is 2. Still not done. I need to add 6 to each side. And I get y equals 1/2 x plus 8. That is my equation in slope-intercept. Y equals 1/2 x plus 8. Try and do the next line. Let's see here. Let me pause this and I want you to try and do the next 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. So on the next one, it gives us our problem in point slope. So that makes it a little bit easier to be able to get the point and the slope. So right here is the slope, the 1/4. That's what you should have written here. Now I want you to remember that the formula says, where'd you go? The formula has minus signs in it, right? Right up here. Oh, darn. Okay, well, it's not being my friend. So what you should have gotten was -2 and -5. Now let's rewrite this and put it into slope-intercept. Okay, at the equal sign, I've got a dotted line. I'm going to multiply here. So I'm going to have y plus 5 equals 1/4 x plus 1/4 times 2. That is 1/2. Okay, you have your calculators to be able to do that. So I'm going to subtract 5 from each side to get y by itself. Y equals 1/4 x minus 4.5. If you put 1/2 minus 5, that's what you'd get. So I'm going to write y equals 1/4 x minus 4.5. Let me move this up. Moving this up. And now the next one, it gives it to me in slope-intercept. I need to find the slope. The slope right here is 2/3. That's what you should have gotten. And now we need to put it into standard form. Y equals 2/3 x minus 5. I'm going to move the 2/3 to the left. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 x from each side. Now I get -2/3 x plus y equals -5. The next thing we talked about doing is multiplying by the denominator so we can get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. So I get -2x plus 3y equals -15, because -3 times this gives me -2x. Sorry, 3, not -3, 3. 3 times y gives me 3y. 3 times -5 is -15. The last rule, though, is that this x cannot be negative. So I need to change it. And if I change this to positive, I change the sign of the next, all of them. So the next one changes to -3y, positive 15. So you should have gotten 2x minus 3y equals 15. All right. Let me erase this. The next one you should have done, and again, if you haven't gotten this one done, pause it and try it as we're trying to move along, and maybe you understand better as we move along. I need to put this into slope-intercept. That means I need to get y by itself. So the first thing you should have done was add 6x to each side. I get -4y equals 6x minus 24. Then I will divide by -4 to each side to get y by itself. And I get y equals. Now, be careful here. 6 divided by -4. Reduce it, please. So you get -3 over 2x. negative 24 divided by negative 4 is positive 6. So y equals negative 3/2 x plus 6. Now it wants us to say what is the slope and what is the y-intercept. The slope, or a point, I guess I should say a point. The slope is negative 3/2. The y-intercept, which will be the point I'm going to use, is 0, 6. The next one, very simple at the end. It wants us to give you a point and a slope. Here's your slope. Maybe if it'll let me write. So I have 1/2. Now, my point, my x number, it has to say minus, so it's the opposite. So you should get negative 3. And then the y, it already says a minus, so you keep that as a 3. This is what you should have gotten to answer these questions.